going to stick with him. And Will Campbell will be your left tackle next season. He's only 22 years old, Wiggy.
Uh-huh.
You kind of said this yesterday. Ty Law said the same thing. Like, you got to give a rookie a little bit of grace, I guess.
Yeah, you do. But the fact that you have these questions is not a good thing. I mean, it happened with Devin McCourty. He'd be a great one to talk to. He was drafted as a corner. I think his first year, he was okay. I can't remember.
He had a bunch of interceptions.
Yeah, like his first year, right? And then his second year, he didn't do good, and they moved him to safety. So, it's going to be interesting because going into the season or training camp, aren't we all going to be like, we all last year were like, oh, you got your left tackle, you got your left tackle. Now we're all going to be like, all eyes on Will Campbell.
Yeah.
And it's going to be.
I mean, it sounds, at least the way Mike Vrabel is expressing it, like he was clearly a very big part of the decision to draft Will Campbell at number 4, certainly. And so
he personally worked him out before the draft, if you remember. He said he had to go, see for himself, and he is absolutely, I think,
bought in on that,
attached to the pick. And obviously, he played well for the vast majority of the season until the injury. I don't know what changed or how that, Wiggy thinks it's just between his ears. And if that's the case, then Vrabel did the right thing. Publicly, supportive and give him the confidence he lost.
Well, do you think that his poor performance, it's okay to call it that, I don't want to upset him.
Historically bad.
Is more mental than physical?
Yeah, I think so. Because he was just getting beat every way. Every single way. If you watch it, it wasn't just bull rushes. He was getting beat bull rushes, speed moves. He was getting beat, in and out moves. It was just like everything that guys were doing, he was just getting beat from Jump Street. And that, to me, isn't a physical thing. Like, there are certain physical things that you can go, oh, okay, all right, he maybe doesn't have the power to slow down the bull rush, but he can still.
Well, he did say during that exchange yesterday that he needs to get stronger or whatever, so needs to hit the weights. Maybe that's it.
But how do you sit idly by in that game and do nothing?
Mike Vrabel, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
well, all you could do is really chip, or you can put Vidarian low in if you feel like, all right, this kid's too hurt to play. But he'd been playing all playoffs, so
but if you can see that there's like some type of mental block going on, if you're saying that it's not something physical, I'm with Curtis. Like, if you're Mike Vrabel looking at that and you've got somebody that can replace him, just try it out at least.
Yeah, but you can't throw a guy. I mean, you could, but
aren't you supposed to be prepared for anything though?
Right, but
if Will Campbell got hurt during the game, you'd be putting somebody else.
Yeah,
in there.
I get that, but he's not hurt. So it's
you're saying you destroy him if you remove him during the Super Bowl. You sit him.
Right. Yeah, if you take him out like the second half of the Super Bowl and he's already dealing with some confidence issues, like, come on.
Well, to be fair, you can't be worse than he was. So why not? And it's not easy to get there. We all talked in the build-up to the Super Bowl that you can't take this for granted. It's very difficult to get where they are. So many things have to go right. You're in that game. Your defense is playing otherworldly, keeping you in that game, forcing field goals after all the inept plays by the offense, and you're just doing the same thing over. Like, in what way could his confidence be worse today than it was in the way he was playing? Maybe he would have been better off. Maybe he would have felt better knowing that he wasn't able to play well and that he was hurting the team.
Well, I think his confidence, like you asked, how can it be worse, is now you're, in Vrabel's words, your starting left tackle going into next year is a guy that's is gonna be dealing with confidence issues from day one.
Yeah.
Because you benched him in the second half of the Super Bowl and you drafted him 4 overall. You don't think he's hearing the whispers about?
It's already there. Those aren't going to stop until the game start up again in the fall, and he was playing the entire game.
Yeah, but I guess Vrabel gives him a little confidence, like, you're our guy. If he benches him, that he's no longer your guy.
Right, and I think if he benches him, then Vrabel can actually own it and say, you know what, it was my fault. I had him in there. He's a tough guy. He wanted to play, and clearly he wasn't ready to, and this is on me, not the player. Boom.
Yeah, but it wasn't the injury, though, right?
But you can say anything as a head coach. You don't have to prove anything.
Because he played in every playoff game leading up to the Super Bowl. So if you're benching him there in the Super Bowl, I mean, I get it. Like the injury part, you just next man up.
Yeah.
But if you're benching your number 4 overall pick that you played all playoffs long, who wasn't very good all playoffs long, now that confidence, whatever confidence he might have, is completely gone.
But Ninkovich, I know Ninkovich wants to weigh in on this because I mentioned yesterday that randomly ended up leaving that Super Bowl Sunday and running into Rob Ninkovich, and first thing he said to me was, "I want to work with Will Campbell." Like he feels like he can fix Will Campbell. So
Ninkovich can fix Will Campbell?
that's what he said. Yeah, I mean he's like Joe Milton level of confidence. So.
I'd love to ask him because I would be like, well, maybe Matt Light could fix him because he played the position.
Ninkovich seems to feel like he can fix him.
Dwight Freeney on line 2.
Yeah, I'd like to. I mean, Nick's gone up against a lot of tackles, so he probably knows, what things could work. But
Step 1, eliminate the plastics. Step 2, no rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, no rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
Step 3, play with more aggression.
Right.
Step 4, you're awesome, and do like a Jack Handy.
But sometimes you don't want to be too aggressive, Sean, when you're a tackle.
Yeah, so I was, and I only say that, Wiggy, because I was doing the running through all the nerds, breaking down his performance, and a lot of them were like, the initial punch is just not there. Like it's super weak. He isn't hitting guys when he needs to. He isn't chopping down arms, and he's just getting out leveraged, and he's way too tall.
Right. It was a virgin punch.
There are a lot of opinions on Will Campbell, and they're all on the Subaru of New England text line. You can text us at any point on that. But there are some that are suggesting that he is mentally weak. I mean, this is what we do here is build somebody up and then break them down immediately upon any kind of failure that they might have. But do you feel like he's mentally weak? If he was, if this was a mental thing, and then you add in that he refused to meet with the media afterwards, are you concerned that he's a mentally weak player?
No, not necessarily. I don't think like mentally weak is the issue. I do think that, at the left tackle position, cornerback position, there are certain positions where you have to have a short memory and you can't be thinking about it because, they always say the domino effect in football. You don't want to have that one bad play leads to 2 bad plays and 2 bad plays leads to 6 bad plays, right? You have to have a short memory. 617
texter says his initial punch looks like Shimes' drive on the 5th hole at Granite Lakes.
Oh, boy, not that bad.
That's awful.
Well, the initial punch is interesting because I remember, when I was with Parcells with the Jets and, I used to listen to him talk to Jumbo Elliott, and I would ask Jumbo Elliott to, help me out with certain pass rushes. And he said the bigger guys, those are the ones you want to hit with the initial punch. It's like an airplane. You want to slow it down before it gets it going because when those bigger guys get going, then it's a really difficult.
Then it's a problem.
Yeah, it's a real problem to drop the anchor, especially when you're not a big guy. So you want to jump on him, quick set him, get that initial punch, slow him down, and then as he starts to regroup, you get your hands back so they don't grab your hands, and then boom, you're back into his chest.
This is Steve from Centerville. Hello, Steve.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, guys. First-time morning caller. Love the show.
Thank
you guys
you.
are part of my daily routine. The Will Campbell thing. I mean, in what world does somebody screw up in the biggest event of their life and then, don't get replaced? You guys are babying this guy. Are you kidding me? I mean, how many drops would a receiver have to have before you'd maybe sit him on the bench for maybe a few snaps? I don't understand why we're giving this guy a break. Does he got some special issues that we don't know about? Come on, guys.
I think
this
it's
is pro football.
He's
I
a
think
rookie.
it's what Chime?
He's a rookie.
Well, I think it's also you have to consider that Mike Vrabel made that pick and he's very invested in the success there. I think, and I love Mike Vrabel obviously, but I think you have to consider that as one of the reasons.
I just think it's putting one player above the team in the Super Bowl. And I mean, I'm with the caller. Like I would have taken him out, and I understand that can affect him. But we're not talking that there's a game next week that it's going to affect. You've got a whole offseason to build him back up.
You have to look at it, and you got to go if a 85% Will Campbell is better than 100% Vidarian Lowe.
But that night, he was the worst player on the field.
Right, but
And
if you
so
feel like the backup,
my
Curtis,
curiosity,
I'm just trying to explain to you. If you feel like the backup is not good enough, if you have a 85% healthy-ish starter.
You're saying Will Campbell, 85%, they felt was better than Vidarian Lowe, 100%.
Bingo.
okay, but
Was
then
there-
you see it, and it's not. Like, he was
and,
awful.
And was there a massive drop-off when Will Campbell was out?
No, we
No,
were
there
all
wasn't.
shocked at how little
Exactly.
the drop-off was.
Yeah.
So that's like, to me, that's where my
Great
mind
point.
goes.
But even if you are gonna like ride the Titanic and go down with the Will Campbell ship, why aren't you scheming it up better, especially in the second half when you can make some adjustments, roll away from Will Campbell's side, run some more screens, not have 7-step play action drops. Like there are ways you can limit some of that destruction, and they didn't do any of it.
Those are consecutive best points of the week. Courtney.
413 texter. Oh, please, Courtney. If they took him out, then you would have been complaining that they ruined his confidence.
No,
you are Monday morning quarterbacking this.
Yeah, maybe I am, and because I've been hot on the Ramondre Stevenson thing from the beginning, I'm just saying when it's the Super Bowl and it's not week 12, like I'm more worried about winning a Super Bowl than I am about ruining somebody's confidence when you've got a head coach in Mike Vrabel that's able to build somebody up in the offseason. And if I'm Will Campbell...
So let me ask this question. You feel the same way about Drake May and Josh Dobbs?
Well, no.
Why?
Because, I mean, that's apples and oranges.
No, but if the guy is performing, but if the guy is playing so bad,
But I brought up the point about when you had Vidarian Lowe in there earlier in the season, there was not a drop off. You didn't have that with Drake May and Josh Dobbs.
So you're saying if Vidarian Lowe never played,
But he did.
So you have to see the guy play.
Yeah.
But if the guy is so bad,
but
if Drake May, I'm just asking, I'm just
No.
playing devil's advocate
hear
here.
what
If
you're
the guy
saying.
is so bad, which Drake May was, and is dealing with an injury,
I hear
why wouldn't you take him out and put in Josh Dobbs?
in one case you have something that had happened earlier in the season to back up the reason to take him out, to have confidence in the backup. In another case, you do not.
And that person, when he filled in for Will Campbell, helped Drake May do his job.
Yeah.
We don't know that with Drake May, and you try and fix the thing that requires less attention before you get to the quarterback. And I think the left tackle almost single-handedly precluded the offense from doing anything.
Texter wants to know if Ninkovich is allowed to help fix Will Campbell. Will he show up on time for it? Great question.
He
Doubt
lives
it.
closer to the field. I think he'll be.
But Nick sent me some stuff, though. I mean, he knows most pressures in a season in the NFL Ninkovich had in
He had him.
2013.
He had the most pressures in a season ever in the NFL.
Yeah, well, it sort of looks
He's
like
got that stat ready to go on text. He's
Yeah.
probably sent it to 1 million people.
I'm pretty sure they
Stop
just
Stop
started.
texting while driving.
I'm pretty sure they only started keeping track of pressures in like the 2000s. So.
Yeah, 2013.
I'd be more concerned about texting while driving safety-wise than eating rotisserie chicken if I were Ninkovich.
Well, if he's stuck at traffic.
This is Paul from Uxbridge. Hello, Paul.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Hello?
Yeah, what's up, Paul?
Hey, okay, so I'm going to use one of your words. So, and Sean hit the nail on the head with what he said earlier. Now, here's the issue. The confidence issue that we saw with Campbell going into that second half, and we all agree that, Vrabel had an opportunity, regardless of what he had in his tool belt, to cycle Lowe in, is you ended up with a confidence hit on May.
Yeah.
For the pressure, for the incredible pressure is getting upside. So this is all on the coaches. Anybody saying this is on Campbell, you got to back off. In that game, it's all coming down to the tools you have as a coach. So, and Vrabel's going to learn. I mean, he ended up with 2 significant confidence issues because of the pressure or lack of time that, May ended up with the pocket, especially going into the end of that game.
Yeah.
See, I think it always is going to go back on Vrabel and Elliott Wolf, right? Because you got to ask yourself, how much of the injury played a factor into it? If you didn't think the injury played a massive factor into it, then you start to go, you drafted a guy number 4 overall that might not be a left tackle. right? And so that goes back to the coaching and evaluation and the, personnel department of going.
But Curtis was saying earlier, Mike Vrabel went down there and worked him out himself. Like he
did. He bragged
he knew
about
what
it.
he had.
No, and that's
Or
what
what he thought he had.
Right, and so that's what I'm saying. That will fall back on Mike Vrabel as evaluating a potential position and going, okay, we feel like this kid can be a legit left tackle. We're going to fourth overall, top 5, even top 10, but definitely top 5. You shouldn't have questions whether or not are you good enough to play that position, or do we have to stop moving you?
Yeah. This is Tim from Hanover. Hey, Tim.
Hey, guys, I waited 5.5 hours the last couple days to get on, but I still didn't give up with my man, Greg. Here's the deal. This kid, he got torched. He got buried all day long. They should have took him out. Reason why is because, you know what, even if you're a high school or college football player, not the NFL, this is the NFL, man. 1 million and something people, millions and millions are watching him get destroyed, and that his confidence isn't dead. He's a pro, man. He'll come back. But the thing is, I don't think he's a real, true tackle, because you know what? They'll put him at guard, and you'll try him. He'll probably do well. He's a good person. Let's see what happens, man. Give him a shot. But I tell you what, he ain't going to make it. With these new guys out there, pass rushing, they're stronger than hell, and they're going to kill him, and they're way faster than him. He can't handle them.
Here's a text that says everybody's talking about the arm size, but it's really that he is undersized up top.
I don't think so.
yeah,
He's built like a carrot.
Yeah.
Like his upper body is way bulky. Like it's way wider. He doesn't look like your normal offensive lineman.
Courtney, why'd you look at your ring just now?
Shime, can I ask you, would your confidence be better right now if you had just been pulled from numbnuts instead of actually going through the entire thing?